What's up, everyone? Today's topic is new students, nursing students, making the leap from being not a nurse to being a soon-to-be nurse. Whole new world out there. I do not remember what life was like pre-nursing. So much has changed. So many things are different. We'll get to that later. That's another episode. So we're going to talk about three things that I think every new student nurse needs to know the first day that they step into their new school program. And this is, didactic, classroom. Haven't even made it into clinicals. Clinicals is a whole nother ballgame. We'll get there. Classing. Going into the classroom, first day. 3 things I think you need to be aware of when you start nursing school. You're entering into this amazing profession called nursing. It's a living, breathing, unique animal that it's the best way to describe it, that no one else understands until you become a nurse. So 3 things which I think are a little off the wall but quite important if you're going to become a nurse at some point, because you're entering nursing school. You have aspirations to be one of us. So 3 things. First one, we have our own language, and it's not something you find in a book. It's not something you find on the internet. It is a language that we have created by combining real life experiences with evidence-based knowledge mixed into the bunch, humor and other healthcare professions. So we have our own language, own lingo. And until you become a nurse, until you've been doing this a little while, and I mean a little while as you're almost ready to graduate, will you actually start not only understanding the lingo, but actually speaking the lingo. Like, everything from the bazillion acronyms that we use, CHF, COPD, CPR, LFTs, NH3, NIH, the list goes on, VBG, ABG, I mean, tons of them. And they'll differ depending on what area of nursing you work in, so welcome to the party. But we have our own lingo, because then we start making up words, or making up phrases. Now, I'm pretty sure we stole this one as well, but like circling the drain. Yeah. Or fibby. Someone's looking fibby. Or chewing on plastic. Or, cray-cray. I don't think we need to even explain what cray-cray is. Or pleasantly confused. Wait till you understand that one. Bottom line, we got our own lingo. You're going to have to do some research. Hang out with a nurse for a day or 2. And if you know a nurse prior to becoming a nursing student, you should already know we have our own language. Moving on. Number 2, write it down. Write it down. Do I need to explain why? Write it down. You're going to forget it. You're going to forget it. You're going to forget it. What is it? Everything. When is it? Now. How is it? Everywhere. You're not going to remember jack. Squat. Write it down. Get a notepad. Use your mobile device. Tippity tap 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 tap. Computer. Write it down. Type it down. There you go. Type it. Either way, you're not going to remember it up here. You got way too much stuff. It's going to have to be going into this brain of yours. Write it down. You're going to get overloaded with so much information. You're not only going to have to write it down, but you're going to have to figure out what you wrote down and why you wrote it down. So, enough said about that. And finally, and this is probably the most important of all, is number 3. Know the why. Know, and K-N-O-W, like knowledge. Know the why, as in W-H-Y. Know why something happens. Know why something doesn't happen. This is why we learn the normal before we explore the abnormal. You're not going to understand what CHF is if you don't understand the way a heart works normally. You're not going to understand diabetes if you don't understand how your pancreas works when it's normal. So you need to know the why. When something is amiss, something is different, something is off, you need to know the why. Not just that it is and that it exists, but know the why. You as an RN, you as a nurse are going to have to learn the why. Why are we doing this? Why is that patient doing that? Why is this patient on this medication? Why did the doctor write that order? Why is the heart rate doing this and not this? Why are we giving this much and not this much? You are going to get tired of knowing the why or needing to know the why. But it is the sole reason you are becoming a nurse. You need to know the why.